we've talked about eukaryotes and prokaryotes. So this is eukaryotes being cells such as animal and plant cells that have got nucleus, and prokaryotes being bacterial. So animal cells are eukaryotic cells. So they have a nucleus, and this here is an animal cell that I have made. And we're going to draw it actually. So we're not going to use this one. You can see that it's differently shaped. It's not got a square shape. It's kind of an abstract shape, and it's got quite a large nucleus and some other bits and pieces going on inside it. So let's draw it and decide what all these bits are. So I'm going to do kind of an abstract sort of blob as well. And we will learn that there are lots of different types of animal cell, but generally speaking, so what I'm going to draw and what I've drawn there and what we're going to talk about today is like a general animal cell. But actually, as we go through the course, we're going to learn about different animal cells and their specific jobs. But this is kind of just your general average one. Okay, so around the outside, we have got a cell membrane. And you need to know what the different bits are in this cell, but also what these do. So this controls what goes into and out of the cell. And actually, it's what we call partially permeable. So partially kind of meaning a bit, and permeable, allowing things to permeate it, allowing things to go through. So what this means is that essentially this cell membrane will let some things through and not others. So you can think of it kind of as looking like this. It's got little holes in it. And this cell membrane will let some molecules in and it will let some molecules out. And it's really important in making sure that everything that is in the cell is inside of where it needs to be, and everything that's outside can move out. So the cell will excrete some things and it will take some things in. So there's actually a movement of things in and things out of cells, and that is absolutely fine, and the cell membrane allows that to happen. Okay, so this also had this big purple bit here. So this is what makes it eukaryotic. This is the nucleus. And inside the nucleus is the genetic material, so the DNA. And what that means is that the nucleus is going to control what goes on in the cell. So we're going to posh that up a bit by calling it the cellular processes. So this is going to control the cellular processes, and the nucleus contains this DNA, this genetic material. Okay, what else did we have here? We had these kind of pink things that look a bit like kidney beans. So I'm going to put a few of those in. And they kind of have, you might see like they kind of have, look a bit like this inside them. They have a sort of this kind of thing to them. And these are your, something that eukaryotic up here. These are your mitochondria. And your mitochondria release energy through a process called respiration. And all your animal cells will have these mitochondria, but actually if you've got a cell that's doing an important job that requires a lot of energy, so muscle cells or sperm cells that need to swim, they might have a lot of mitochondria because they might need a lot of energy. So actually lots of mitochondria gives you a clue about what the cell might actually do. If it has a lot, it might be something that needs to move a lot. Okay, so we also have this cytoplasm. This is the kind of jelly-like substance inside the cell, and lots of different chemical reactions will happen here. So you've got your cytoplasm, the kind of jelly-like substance that's within the cell. It's like almost being held in by this bag of the cell membrane. And then our last label here, we've got ribosomes. So also in the cell, these would be these little blue dots here. We've got some these ribosomes. I'm going to colour them purple so they're not confused. We've just done some moving things here of stuff moving in and out. I don't want to get confused with the stuff that's moving in and out. So I'm going to do those all purple. And the ribosomes are where proteins are made. So protein synthesis, synthesis meaning to make, like synthesize, protein synthesis takes place here. So you've got the things that you need to know are the mitochondria. So let's get some highlighting in here. The mitochondria release energy. The ribosomes make proteins. The cytoplasm is inside the cell. It's the jelly-like, and chemical reactions happen here. The cell membrane controls what goes into and out of the cell. The nucleus has your DNA and it controls the cellular processes. Okay, so you've got 5 things in there in the animal cells that you need to remember. Let's have a quick look at an exam question that you might have about something like this. So this question is about cells. So figure 1 shows an animal cell. Label parts A, B and C on figure 1. Choose your answers from the box. Okay, so this is what it would look like under a microscope, and so you can see the kind of bit all around the outside. We know that this is the cell membrane controlling what goes in and out. We have got this kind of bigger dot in the middle. This is our nucleus. And then this around here, you can't actually see so well on this because the resolution isn't brilliant on this microscope. But this here, so you can't really see, it's probably a light microscope. You can't see a lot that's inside there. So we're probably just looking at this kind of massive jelly-like stuff. So this is going to be your cytoplasm. And then we've got some multiple choice questions here as well. This one should say E. So what is the function of the nucleus in a cell? Tick 1 box. So does it contain cell sap? Does it control the activities? Or does it control the movement of substances into the cell? We are looking at nucleus. We can use the process of elimination because we know that movement of substances is the cell membrane. Controlling the activities of the whole cell, that sounds quite like it. And cell sap, we can think that that's probably, sap reminds us of plants, that's probably something to do with plant cells, and we're in animal cells. So this seems like the most logical answer to me. Then we're going to look at the function of mitochondria. So again, this is just ticking 1 box. And if we're looking at mitochondria, we need to be thinking about energy. So is there anything here that talks about energy? So to produce glucose during photosynthesis. Again, photosynthesis, plants, we don't do photosynthesis. And this question is about animals. So we know that that can't be right. Proteins, we know that proteins are ribosomes. Proteins are synthesized at the ribosomes. So releasing energy. Perfect. Oh, and now look here. What is the function of ribosomes? So we're looking for the protein one. And we've actually got the same answer copied over. So we're going to go proteins. And in the next question, it's asking us the function of the nucleus in the cell. And that is, in fact, directly the same as that question. There must be a copy in here. That's the activities of the whole cell. But for some reason, I don't think we need that question in there. Maybe I'm going to change that one up. Okay, perfect. So we'll leave that there. I'm going to pop this exam question somewhere underneath this video. And there's your animal cell that you need to know.